They were trying to paint, and it was just her and the kids.
We've had him.
I would stay here throughout the entire day at the house. Once the kids went down between 9 and 10 o'clock, But who's spineless? I just want to make that clear. Who's spineless?
You, bitch ass nigga.
In that 2.5 minute clip alone, because it's longer, that's you last year online. Literally invalidating her mental health. You didn't give a fuck about how she felt or what she was going through. All you cared about was work. You didn't care. Because me, I'm taking off work. Regardless if I lose a job or not. My wife, she ain't straight. She's not okay. She's not well. And then you get on the internet saying, oh, well, you gotta have your stomach pumped. Ain't no way you surviving that. What? But that's y'all leader, right? Yeah, okay. Goodbye. Also, if I was able to pin comments on this comment's the one, because it is hypocrisy. This the same nigga that built his platform for saying that he protects black women. Do you though? You know, yeah, have a good day.
Well, that was a lot. Ispeak is here. He wants to speak for himself. Good day, Ispeak.
What's up? First and foremost, I want to say that the statement that Shima just gave was cap, and she is one of the reasons why we got into some of the situations. She and many other of the females around her is the reason why we got into some of the things that we got into, and they did nothing but trash me for an entire year before I even said anything publicly on TikTok. I was not the one that brought our divorce to TikTok. However, what they like to conveniently leave out is that I had those conversations with her privately. So they're saying, oh, he didn't say this to her. He did. I had those conversations with her privately, and she did know. She did know. All of those conversations that we had were private. However, they consistently trashed me. And all of this talk about TikTok and this going to my head, like I said, when I did my live, everybody talking about, oh, those are fake receipts. I showed bank statements, court documents, my actual account, present day, the heavy implication by multiple of her friends that I was not doing for her and our children. That's cap. And it's been complete lies. Now, I will acknowledge, and I had this conversation with her privately before I said it publicly. There were definitely things that I did wrong, and I apologized to her privately. Doesn't make the hurt go away. And I never said that I was perfect. However, I was not the one that brought this to social media at all. And people can feel however they want to feel about me, and I'm okay with that. However, what I also stated was that I was just responding. If it was so private, why are we discussing it now? Because my thing is this. There was a content creator that said, if it happens in public, people can talk about it, right? And I said multiple times, I have no issue with people talking about it. I just want people to stop lying on my name. This idea that her and all of her little friends perpetuate that she was just doing everything for the kids and I wasn't helping is cap. And they know it. There are multiple times where I came home and I would get them because I know that she was tired. The reason why I said Javon is a goofy the way that he is, talking about, oh, I would just take off work. I'm in the military. You can't just take off of work. You have to take leave. And you cannot just take leave back to back to back to back and not go to work. You cannot do that. That's not how the military operates. This ain't no regular job. It don't work like that. So a lot of the things that people say, oh, you could have did this, you could have did that, that's cap. Again, I will acknowledge that I was not perfect. However, I was very much there for her as well as for my children. Now, did I fall short in areas? Absolutely. Have I ever said that she's a horrible mother? Absolutely not. I've always lifted her up in that regard. However, what many of you don't realize is that our marriage was over long before I even got on TikTok, and I was the one that tried to make it work. This idea that they perpetuate that I didn't want to go to therapy, she stopped going to therapy. And I said that on my live. She made excuses. I gave her every resource when she told me how she was feeling, and I supported her with the Navy, with private resources for her to get counseling, because I'm just like, damn, this is my wife. But in terms of the extra jobs and things of that nature, I've been very transparent about my struggles. Someone said, oh, he said he made $100,000 on TikTok, but y'all never say the end part of that. The end part of that was I gave away 80% of that. When I did my taxes, the only thing I deposited into my account was $24,200 and I think $82 and some change. And I showed the receipts of that when we went to court. I'm not defending arguments. People definitely brought those up. And this is what I also acknowledge. There are people that are not going to care about the truth. And I get that. There are people that are not going to care about what I showed on my live. However, I was there for her. I was there for my children, and I continue to be there for them. I did not give her $300 for the kids. That's cap. I pay $1,000 in alimony. Right now, I'm only paying $500 because my wages are getting garnished for child support. So I pay $500. Well, since December, December was 1,000. I gave her 1,000 in December. I gave her 1,000 in January. I gave her 1,000 in February. Child support started garnishing my paycheck. She now gets $1,700 in child support. So February, March, and April, she got 1,700, and I told her I could only do 500 for March and April because my wages are getting garnished. I get a $700 paycheck. Why are they getting garnished? Because she's getting food stamps, and it's automatic. That's why. I don't know, and I said this on my live. Y'all think just because, oh, he asked for the divorce, he should just be okay. I'm not. And that's why I haven't really been battling like that. So all of the extra money that I was getting, I wasn't getting. And I was honest with her with that. So in that, all of the things that her friends and her put on social media was what I corrected. I never said that I was perfect. I never said that at all. However, a lot of them don't like me and lied on me. Period. So in that, what I said was, I'm going to correct the things that I deem necessary. And for that live that happened in January of last year, I had a private conversation with her. And that's what they like to continue bringing up. And I apologize to her for that. Am I saying, oh, the hurt just goes away? Absolutely not. But after that, I said absolutely nothing. But yet I continue to be bashed. People continue pushing lies about me, and I said absolutely nothing. The reason why I'm bringing up, because I see y'all comments about alimony and child support, I don't know how much money y'all think I'm making, but I'm not.
I speak. I would like to read out some messages that the people have to say.
Go ahead, that's fine. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I have no desire to have conversation with Javon whatsoever. I don't fuck with him at all, and I don't want to disrespect your live by yelling, cussing, screaming, and all of that. This whole
So
idea
I,
of him, quote unquote, holding me accountable or whatever, I have absolutely no desire to have conversation with him at all. So I just want to be very clear about that to you.
so I will respect your case. So you do not want him in the panel while your case is being discussed. I'll respect that. All right. So I'm going to read these messages. It says, "What about the 115,000 I speak made on TikTok?"
I
Which
just
it sounds
acknowledged
like,
that. I just acknowledged
right.
that.
Ask I speak what's happening in 3 weeks. Custody required. Okay, this
I
man.
have no idea what they're talking about.
This one says Twitter says the 10-inch is a lie, more like 6 inches.
I mean, unless
Okay.
you having intercourse with me, I mean, I don't think that's even necessary to even address.
Okay, lie speak. YouTube has everything from the start. I speak is protect all black women except his own.
I mean,
Hmm.
I definitely protect black women, so I understand people's frustration toward how things played out on social media, and I'll take responsibility for that. So, okay.
Someone says, I'm a vet. You can take emergency leave. Is
There
that
is no emergency leave for personal situations. There has to be exigent circumstances. That sounds stupid. You cannot take emergency leave for general situations. You cannot.
someone said he just started paying support in February. Be fucking for real.
Okay, I even said that, so I don't even understand why that was even stated. The whole idea of the child support was because it was a misunderstanding of a text message that I felt like we could have had a conversation about. And I spoke about all of this on my live. Now, when they released it to her, I don't know. However, in February, it started coming out of my check. I was very transparent about the bills that I have. I was very transparent about how much I'm behind and how much I have to do during the month. So again, I don't know what people are looking for.
This question asks, I speak, why you had a home before your kids?
Why did I have a home before my kids? That makes absolutely no sense. They were living with me before they went to Philadelphia. She expressed desire to go to Philadelphia to live, and I said, okay, I'm actually about to move because I can't afford the home that I'm in, and I told her that. They were living with me in the 4-bedroom home before they even went up to Philadelphia. So how I got a home before them is crazy. I'm literally about to move.
Okay. This message says he is not lying about the Navy. I'm 20 years in.
Come on, man.
Someone said, ask I speak about the condoms. What condoms?
I have no idea what they're talking about.
The fuck? He defends his racist white tea best friend over black women.
That's not my friend.
Ooh, this is getting wild. I ain't gonna hold you.
No, it's all good.
No, I ain't gonna hold you. Cause listen,
She
I don't
said
be
she
on that
found
side
them
of the
in the
side,
car.
so
Oh, you talking about that video that she put up? Okay, so with that video, in that now this I have not spoke on as of yet. However, again, it was very disingenuous for her to do that because she knew the truth about those condoms. My brother, when I first got to Hawaii, he's in a motorcycle club. Him and his motorcycle buddies took me to the strip club for my birthday. One of his motorcycle friends, and I got to censor myself so that I don't, you know what I'm saying, get the live taken down. One of his friends wanted to do with, you know what I'm saying, a stripper. They all rode their bikes. I'm the only one that drove. So I'm like, yo, go down the street to 7-Eleven, get him some condoms so that he don't, you know what I'm saying, slip up and do something he ain't got no business. Take the car seats out the back seat of my car, put him in the trunk, and let him do his thing. Now, will I acknowledge that was a little, probably not the best thing to do? Absolutely. I didn't know he left those condoms in the back seat of the car. So when she brought them in the house, I'm like, oh, snap. And then I told her, and she was like, you let him smash in the car? Da 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 da. And I was like, yeah. And I apologized. I ain't used condoms with her from the moment we got married. And I explained that to her. So again, feel how y'all want to feel. I don't know if y'all know, but you can't just go to the freaking convenience store and buy one condom, a whole box. Y'all sound stupid. And again, they're going to believe what they want to believe.
someone said, why wouldn't you do marriage counseling before divorce? I think they just walked in. Cause I
We did do
can't.
marriage counseling. She stopped going.
Yeah, he addressed that already.
And I addressed someone said that he asked her for a divorce before. I spoke on that on my live. That the first time I asked for a divorce was because she wasn't respecting the financial integrity of our family. They keep talking about this debit card. I addressed that too. She talks about how I cut up one of her debit cards, which was to my account. And I explained this on my live, but I'll explain it again. She kept leaving her debit card from my account, from my main account, around places. My five bank accounts, she had full access to all five of them. But she kept leaving the debit card from my account around places, Walmart, Target, in my car. My car ended up getting robbed and they left it at the front office. I ended up getting home. I'm like, yo, what? So I cut the card up. I'm like, you don't need a card from my account because you can't, you know what I'm saying? You're not essentially respecting the financial integrity of the household by just leaving this card around places. So I cut the card up. She still had access to all five of my accounts. She still could get money. I never cut her out from the money. She still could have transferred whatever she needed into her account. She still could have drove to the bank and get, money out of the account. Feel how you want to feel about it. However, that's the truth. Now, I will acknowledge, like I said on my live, was cutting up the debit card excessive? I will acknowledge that. It was very childish to do. I will acknowledge that. Okay, just for perspective, the five bank accounts, my checking, my savings, her check-ins, her savings. We were joint owners on each other's accounts and our children's joint savings account. Those were the five accounts. Goodness gracious.
Okay. Again, context. So this one says plus him and Eb
Yeah,
is
that's disgusting. That's disgusting. Trying to make it seem as though me and Eb are in a romantic relationship. That's disgusting. That's my sister.
yeah, that's what it said. This one said five bank accounts. He only showed one though.
Say again.
Five bank accounts. He
Uh-huh.
only showed one though.
I only showed one. That literally makes no sense. We're not joint owners on each other's accounts anymore. So those are gone. I'm not a joint owner on her account. She's not a joint owner on my account.
Got you.
So just to go back to that statement about Eb, I'm sorry, I was talking to my friend. I think it's absolutely disgusting that people tried to push that narrative that me and Eb were romantically involved because we're not. That's my sister,
Okay. This says Javon loved involving himself in others' business.
and that's exactly why I said I don't want to have no type of conversation with him because everything that he said is past things that were already addressed, and he just wants to take little pot shots at me, and I just have no desire to even engage him whatsoever. That's why I said I'm not even going to speak on, the stuff that he said. Oh, y'all just want to see a social media back and forth. I've gone back and forth with him enough, and he says the exact same thing every single time. I have no desire to do that. So please, let me reiterate my statement. Leave Eb alone. People can feel how they want to feel about, what I'm saying, how messy my divorce was on social media. And I will acknowledge that there was an abundance of things that should have never made it to social media. I will acknowledge that. There's abundance of things that I should not have mentioned on social media. And I acknowledge that. So right,
Well,
wrong, or
speaking of
indifferent,
mention,
go ahead.
this says you don't reference your sister wet panties though. What is that about?
You don't reference your sister's wet panties. What?
That's what it says. If y'all are brother and sister, you wouldn't reference her wet panties, is what they're saying.
I think they're talking about when me and her were battling, it was a joke about her boyfriend.
What was the
And
joke?
yeah, and just to be clear, Eb is not my biological sister.
The people is asking for context about the joke. What was the joke?
It was something in regards to like him flirting with her, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't remember the full like conversation because it was a dual live where we were battling. So
Gotcha.
again, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like there was nothing. I don't look at her like that. I want to be very clear. I don't look at her like that. She don't look at me like that. That's my sister. I'm gonna be honest, respectfully, Bella. Can we move off of her?
Oh, I'm just reading the
I,
messages.
I, I got you. I got you. I just don't want to keep bringing her up because she got involved in something that she should not have been involved in.
Okay. This message says, so after robbing you, they turned the card in?
So there was a bunch of cards. So where my house was in proximity to the front office was literally right behind it. So all of the cards, it wasn't just my debit card. It was a bunch of other cards that was in it too. And they were all dumped right behind my house in front of the housing office.
This says, speak scared of Javon coming to
I'm
cook.
not scared of Javon whatsoever. I just have no desire to go back and forth with him over the same things he's been saying about me. That's all. I'm not scared of him whatsoever.
Okay.
Why would they dump the card? Because I paid all my bills and they couldn't get no money off of it.
If I can I just wanted to say something I want to drop because Javon should be up here since he keeps mentioning his name. He's being very
Because people keep on mentioning him.
okay.
That's why.
He's being very disingenuous about the military comments. I was in the military for a long time. I was in the army, and you definitely can get emergency leave. And even there's an open door chain of command policy. You don't even have to take formal leave. If your wife is suicidal, they're going to let you talk to your chain of command. They definitely
Okay,
will let you take time
okay,
off. And
okay.
also
With that,
with
I was
that,
off for 60
now your
days.
wife is now incapable of taking care of your children, so you can also invoke family care plan to get out of the military if necessary. So don't sit here and act like
That's
you can't do
incorrect.
anything.
That's
That's
incorrect.
not
When I
incorrect.
was in Hawaii, I took 60 days off of work. You can't just regularly take leave
You can take
intermittently.
leave. You
No, you
can take leave, and
cannot.
we talk with your chain of command. I've been in situations. You can. Not everything has to be formally on the books. You can talk to your chain of command. If you and your wife are in Hawaii and you have no other family, she's incapable of taking care of your children. You speak with them, and they make things happen. Okay, you report at 6 a.m. for a roll call, and then you go about your business. They know what's going on with you. They know your situation. I've had it happen with my soldiers personally. Don't be disingenuous. There are plenty of things the military knows. Yes, you're contracted to be there. Yes, it's not like a regular job, but they also know that you're a soldier or
Thank you, Shauna. It's
a
not the
seaman
same.
24/7. So they know that you have issues that happen. They're not going to make you come to work when there's certain things going on. I've seen it happen for less reasons. You could
Again,
also
again, you missed the part where I said I was off for 60 days. You can't just intermittently continue to take leave. You cannot. And that's what was stated. The time that I had at home, I was there is the point that I made. So no, I'm not being disingenuous. I was there. You just
okay.
can't
You said
intermittently
that you
continue
couldn't
to
take
take
leave.
leave.
You earlier you said you couldn't take leave. You said you couldn't have time off,
I
and it was
could not.
policy that you could. Okay, but you just say you took 60 days. So did you or did you not take leave?
That
Were
wasn't
you or were you
leave.
not there for her?
I literally said that. That's not leave. When she went to the hospital, I was there at the house with the children. But just because your significant other is going through something, and I'm speaking generally, in the military, you know doggone right well you can't just get off of work. When
Did
she
you
went to
miss
the
the point
hospital
where I
for
said
everything,
that
when
you
when
and your
she
wife?
went to the hospital for everything that she was going through, I was home.
All right. When you're a single soldier, let's say you're a single soldier and you have children, you have to invoke a family care plan to ensure that you have someone to
Neither
watch your
one of us are
children
single.
for when you deploy or whatever case may be. When you're
Neither one of
married,
us are single.
when you're married, you do not need that. Now, because you are
That's cap.
married and your wife now has proven that she cannot take care of your children because she's suicidal, now you have to invoke a family care plan because it's acting as if you're a single parent. Do you understand
Thank
what I
you
am
to the
saying?
comments. And you have to get it approved.
And if you cannot find a family care plan and someone in Hawaii who is not in the military who can take care of your children, you have the option to get out. So because your wife was unable to take care of her kid, why did you not get out? To make sure that you can take care of your
Because I was
children and your
home.
wife.
I literally just said that because I was home. During that time period, when she went to the hospital, I was home. I was the family care plan. We didn't have no family in Hawaii. So all of what you're saying, I literally said. You cannot just invoke a family care plan or get out. What are you talking about? The Navy don't operate how the Army operates.
That's all military. You have to have a family
No,
care
no,
plan.
it's not. No, it's
Yes, it
not.
is.
If you don't
Okay,
have a
I'll go
family
look
care
up the
plan,
regulation and
I
I'll put it in the
was the
comments.
family care
I'll find
plan.
the regulation
I
and put it
was
in
the
the
family
comments.
care
That's
plan.
all. You
With her
cannot be a
being a
family
sis,
care plan if you're the
with her,
soldier or you're
with
the
her,
seaman or
I'm
you're
not
the
a soldier.
military.
I'm not a soldier. I'm a sailor.
Whatever you are, you have to, it doesn't matter. Whatever, Marine, sailor, whoever, you cannot be the family care plan. The family care plan person is a person who is not in the
Thank you. We
military,
got
who can
different
ensure.
rules.
Come on, there are rules. Yes, there are rules that are specific to certain branches, but then there are rules that pertain to everyone. What are you talking about? But I'm gonna drop down because I'm not gonna argue with him. I'm gonna find the regulation. I'm gonna put it inside the comments to prove that he's being disingenuous.
Okay. The space is open for another juror or
And
an
this is the reason why I said that a lot of people are speaking on things that they don't know nothing about. That does not apply to us. That time period, I said I was with my children. I was there for my children. You cannot just take leave because your significant other is going through things. Her going to the hospital is what allowed me to come home, not her being there in the home.
Bella, can I say something? Because I have to drop. Somebody had a smart ass comment why I'm not with my family. Well, it's time for me to go do my family thing. But I don't know. But I did want to say single people trying to judge married people issues are always wild to me because in a marriage you're going to have two perspectives, two people with different opinions. That's what causes divorces. If you choose to fight for your marriage, fight for it. If you don't choose to fight, he has that right too. If he wants to divorce, don't want to go to marriage counseling, if he's done, he's done. It's weird for people telling a person to quit a job. I would never. You know how hard jobs come by? You know how hard it is? Quit a job, then don't have no health insurance to be able to really be able to take care of your children when they get sick? It's weird. You need to stop speaking on this. Finish with your marriage, your divorce. Just move on. Stay off of TikTok. Let people think whatever they want to think because marriage is hard. Bella is married, and I'm sure her and her husband, just like me and my husband, don't see eye to eye all the time. He's a human being. I'm a human being. So in my verdict, they both had their perspectives, their emotions, and what they thought of their marriage and the person in their marriage. So they both right because they both free to experience their marriage in their individualism. They who they are, and they did what they did. Be done with it. Y'all have a good day.
I want to acknowledge this as well. And this is the reason why I said, and honestly, this is literally the only reason why I'm here, is because I want to make it very clear. This was not all on just her. And I said that, but however, many of those people that are here just for bull, they didn't come to my live. I never put all of the responsibility on her. I never said that I was perfect. And I never said that this whole thing blew up because of her. So in that, like I said, I will acknowledge I'm not perfect. I also want to address this as well, because a lot of you, again, didn't come to my live. I did not leave my children with some random stranger. Oh, he went on Facebook to find a babysitter. What they won't acknowledge is that the truth of that matter was that the Facebook group that I went on was our Navy housing family group, all military, not some random stranger. Let me post a status. Who can take care of my kids? That's cap. At the end of the day, like I said, I will acknowledge that it wasn't just her, but I did not leave my children with some random stranger. So in that, at this point, I have a live up on my YouTube channel explaining my entire position. And I just want to say that for those that, correct.
So while you're reading the comments, I have some messages. It says,
Go
"Didn't
ahead.
didn't you get leave and find childcare for the Blammies?"
No,
Okay. Okay. Someone said in the comments, some people say he slept with Lockhart. Who is Lockhart?
They talking about Lockridge, and that's cap. Again, TikTok rumors.
It says, how come you leave your children with strangers?
They weren't strangers. I knew them.
Someone says, don't like Ispeak, but he's a good dad and
Thank you.
paid Tasha. Someone said, Miss, the Navy is not the Army and he is not lying.
Thank you. I've
I want to spell this out because I don't know what this word is. It's OPNAVINST.
OpNav. They talking about the instruction for what's it called? That's probably the instruction. OpNav is I think it's like uh Operation Navy something. For pretty much, it's an instruction that governs probably whatever she's talking about in terms of family care plans and things of that nature. When we were in Hawaii, we were the family care plan, and that's what she didn't want to listen to. We didn't have no family there. So anytime, and on top of that too, what she conveniently doesn't understand is I was on shore duty. So there was no need for a family care plan to be put in place because I was not going out to sea. I was on shore duty. So it's shore duty is like a regular 9 to 5. Sea duty is when you're actually on a ship going underway out to sea on deployments. So that's completely different. You don't need that, which is why I said you can't just take leave back to back to back to back like that. It don't work like that. First of all, Chrissy, I have admitted what I did wrong. Y'all just choose not to listen. There you go. Officer Chief of Naval Operations. My apologies. How were you able to go to the Blammies? It was over a weekend.
You said it was what weekend?
It was over a weekend. I didn't need to take leave for that.
Okay. Was your
And I
children with you that weekend?
say again?
Were your children with you that
No, no,
weekend?
no. They were with my friends that are in the military that I know.
Gotcha. Okay. Jurors, we have
So
Ispeak here. Do you have any questions for Ispeak while he is here to speak for himself?
Can I just make a comment on behalf of the Army from a senior NCO perspective about family care plans? Family care plans in the Army are primarily for single soldiers to ensure that when we go out on missions, deployments, training exercises, that there is someone there that can take care of the child or come to the overseas location to take care of the child. In the Army, most married couples will not have to have a family care plan. And soldiers can only take leave that they have earned. The order of leave is a precedent set by the commander. The commander says, yes, you can take the leave. No, you cannot. Mission always comes first. If you have a sick, dependent, or family member and you don't have leave, it's up to the commander if he's going to advance you leave or say, yes, you can take time off work, but you still have to check in. It's solely up to the commander, not to the soldier. When I had a single soldier that had family emergency, she still had to come to work to show face, and she can go take care of what she had to take care of with her kid. But it's for a limited time because she didn't have any leave. I don't know what you civilians think the Army is, but mission comes first. It's all the authority for what a soldier does is with that commander. If I give a soldier time off, I got to go to the commander and tell him what my plan is. And he says either yes or no. And I'm dropping out of that.
Okay, thank you.
And I just wanted to state,
She just got a phone call. Keep tapping the screen, everyone. Thank y'all for sharing the live and subscribing.
Can I ask him a question, please?
and just to reiterate, Bella, I'm in the Navy, not the Army.
You are in the Navy and not the Army.
While we are governed by the Department of Defense, there are some things that are across the board, but our chain of commands operate differently. So I just want to make that clear to the people in the comments. All three of my older brothers are in the Army. What they go through versus what I go through is completely different.
I'm sorry. I was saying that according to OpNav, it states that you need a family care plan in 4 cases. If you are a single soldier with children, one. If you are dual military, meaning you and your spouse are both in the military. If you have a dependent adult who is unable to take care of themselves, or if any other circumstances happen where now you have to become the sole primary caretaker of your children.
So
So
that portion, so
in
that
that
portion,
instance, and
go ahead.
please don't cut me off.
No, you
In
good.
that instance, his wife became incapable of taking care of herself and the children. So they give you time to find a family care plan. If you cannot find a family care plan, you have to leave the military. It doesn't matter what branch you are in. And also, family care plan is not just for when you are deployed or when you are at sea. Family care plan has to be there regardless, because you can be called at any time. Whether you're deployed or not, you have to have a family care plan in place. As the guy who just previously stated, if you go to the field for 2 weeks or whatever they do in the Navy, it does not matter. You have to have a family care plan at all times. And I'm going to drop off of that.
That is incorrect. Again, I'm not in the Army and I do not go out to the field. On shore duty, you do not. That part about the family member, the dependent not being able to take care of themselves, that speaks to the exceptional family member program, to whereby you're literally taking care of the well-being of that dependent that can't do for themselves. When she went to the hospital, I was home. So again, that did not apply. There was no need for a family care plan.
If I see you requesting and you're not even following the Bella Leon page, I'm not bringing you up. You don't have to
Thank
subscribe,
you to whoever just said that. The
but do.
regulation can say one thing, but your chief can always say another. If there's nothing else, again, I was there. People are going to feel however they want to feel. They're going to have their thoughts, feelings, and emotions. It is what it is.
Is it okay if I ask? I just have one question.
Yes.
When the children are with your wife and she needs to work or go to appointments, does she consult you about the babysitter, whoever's watching them?
During the entire duration of our marriage, she only worked one time,
No,
and
I
in
mean
that
like
she was
now.
pregnant.
Like now, if she has the kids and you don't have them, if she wants to
Well,
do something, would
she
you,
primarily. I'm sorry.
if she had to find a babysitter, would she have to consult you to find a babysitter?
She has primary. No, she has primary custody of them. I don't dictate that.
Right. So that's trying to actually help you out, because when the children are with the parents in that weekend, that's the parent's responsibility to find childcare. So saying he left the kids with strangers, when you hire babysitters or nannies, and there are nannies out there, nannies are essentially strangers. So can we stop saying he left the children with strangers? Because if you hire a nanny who is not related to you and you don't know, you are hiring a stranger to care for your children.
And I also want to put this into perspective as well. Me being in the Navy, I live in Virginia. She lives in Pennsylvania. So this whole idea that, oh, he only sees them one time a month, that's my weekend to see them. Again, I cannot just be ripping and running up and down the highway to go see them. I also was very transparent, if you go watch my live on my YouTube, about my finances. Very transparent. I don't make enough money to be running up and down the highway every single weekend to go see them. I wish I did. However, I'm in a transitional process. And I've been open and honest about that.
Well, I mean, I'm at work, but I just want to speak on the military part. I'm an ex-Navy wife, and he is not lying.
Thank you. God damn.
They wouldn't even send my ex-husband home when I was pregnant, and I had nobody to help me. So he's definitely right. Everything he said about the military, because I've been a Navy wife, and he's speaking when he speaks on the finances, he has to pay child support. It's not even up to him. they're going to make him pay what he's supposed to pay. So if you don't
Uh,
know that life, it's hard for you
excuse me,
guys
Nisha.
to, yeah.
Can I address something really quickly? That video on my YouTube is not monetized. So no, I'm not trying to push people there so I can make money off of it. That video is not monetized.
Quantity.
Pregnancy is, I even talked to his pregnancy. What you mean? Pregnancy is an emergency. I'm having a whole baby.
Yeah,
Quantity.
it's up to the chain of command.
But he was out at sea. But when they sent him home early when he was in Hawaii, and then he was able to come home. He was able to come home early. But like I said, what I speak is speaking part in that part because I don't know if he's married. But being an ex-Navy wife, they have stipulations. He don't get to take off when he wants to. They get 3 years shore duty, and then they're gone 6 months out at sea. Then they're in 6 months. So he doesn't have the luxury that people think he has, and that the military just lets them do whatever. Because they told me his wife didn't. Your wife and kids don't come in your sea bag.
Sure did.
So this
Also, too, my bad, Bella. In the state of Pennsylvania, if the primary custodial
If you're
parent is
military, you have to
receiving,
do sea.
if they're receiving government assistance, garnishment is immediate.
And I can't believe she was able to get food stamps because I wasn't, because I had got child support and alimony.
You
I was
can. I live in
denied.
Pennsylvania. You can in the state of
Oh
Pennsylvania.
well, shoot,
I live in
I needed to
Pennsylvania.
move to Pennsylvania. I was in California.
And they take a percentage of the garnishment to pay the
50%.
state back. They pay the state back for the public assistance that she's getting through his garnishment.
Yeah, you say Nisha bye, but you don't live the lifestyle, so you don't know. So it's so quick for y'all to sit up here and judge this man and say this and that. If you ain't never been in the military and you are not a spouse, what y'all speaking on? You going by hearsay. Y'all weren't in their household. And I'm not saying he's right. I'm not saying he's wrong. I wasn't in their life. But I know when it comes to the military that he's telling the truth about that part.
Hey guys, I have a question. Hey again, Bella. Hey Sharia. Hey Ispeak. Hey everybody.
What's going on?
Hey, Bella.
So the only question I have is, was in your divorce decree or separation,
Yes.
how was she able to take the children to Pennsylvania?
She wasn't able to take the children. I agreed for them to
Okay.
live there. On my divorce decree, it states that we have joint legal and joint physical custody of them with a detailed visitation plan. They are in Philadelphia because I agreed for them to live up there because right now I am at a pre-commissioned unit, meaning at any point in time, at this point, I could be called out to sea unless exigent circumstances are existent. And I stated that. I also stated that I offered to get them for a year for her to get on her feet. And she said she didn't want me to. So they're in Philly because I agreed to that. She does not have full custody of them. We have joint physical and joint legal custody. And that was another lie that was told.
Okay, and the reason why I asked is because I know that for a fact that a lot of people, if you're not going through a divorce, you have no idea. If you just got a baby daddy or something, you can take your kids wherever you want. But if you have an actual husband, you can't move without him giving permission unless he's some kind of, CPS issue or something.
Correct.
So I just wanted to make that clear because somebody in the comments, I was like, why did she take the children to Pennsylvania if you're in Virginia? Like, I live in Virginia and I can't take my daughter anywhere unless my ex-husband, even right now that we're divorced, gives me permission. So I just wanted to put that out there.
I never said she had full custody. I never said that.
Anthony, can I ask you a question?
Who's that speaking? Miss Ray? Yes.
Yeah. So you stated that you didn't bring any of this to the internet. Is that correct? I want to make sure I have that correct.
I said I didn't bring it here first. I definitely spoke on multiple things publicly, yes.
Okay, got you. So who brought it here first? It was Tasha that brought it here first? Do you know when
Yes.
or what did she say to even bring it?
She started subbing me on Kaylin's live first. And then they started getting in group me's and discords and Zoom calls and all that with other content creators talking about me. And I kept quiet about it for an entire year.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to know. I still don't like you, but I just wanted to
That's fine.
I just wanted to, I used to like you because I thought you really held black women down, but you don't even hold your wife down. So I mean,
And
no
that's
shade.
fine. You're entitled to that. That's fine.
But yeah, keep going. You know.
Hey Bella, this is Psychology Pop. Can I go ahead and answer your question that you for the jury?
Oh,
I can wait if you need me to.
so I have messages that I've been attempting to read. This one says, we're talking about the unaliving attempt, not
I already,
pregnancy.
I already discussed that.
Someone said, how Tasha lost her card, but you cut it up.
Goodness gracious. My car, she left it in my car, left my car open, and my car got robbed. And she consistently left it around places. That's how.
Someone said you just said she has permanent custody,
I
though.
never said that.
Okay. Someone said, stop lying. You was mad. She started her lash business.
Everything that Tasha wanted to do, I supported her on. This whole idea that I never supported her is cap.
Okay. This says two of your bottom teeth are merged together. How?
That's fine. I've had a gap my whole life. That's fine. You can talk about my teeth. I don't care. I never said she has permanent custody. I've never said that.
And so yeah, at this point, I'm convinced people are just here to ask questions.
Uh, no, I didn't come here to ask no questions. Hey, I speak.
I
What's
did.
up?
I did.
Are you
I
here
just
to
came
be a
here.
juror?
Yes,
Nah.
I was.
I just had
I
a
was just
question.
coming to say this really quick about Virginia law. Because I keep seeing Rita Fix it saying she knows the law. For instance, I have primary physical custody of my children, and me and my son's father have joint legal custody. So if you can't understand that, and that's the only part I'm speaking on. If you can't understand that, don't sit in the comments saying that you know the law. That's
You
all.
wait a minute. He's literally said primary custody and he has 1 week in a month. Okay, so let me reiterate. On our divorce decree, just so that's very clear, there's no misspeaking. I want to be very clear. On our divorce decree, it states we have joint legal and joint physical custody with a detailed visitation plan. The detailed visitation plan is because she wanted to go up to Pennsylvania and live, and I live in Virginia. I agreed for them to live up in Pennsylvania. If at any point in time, as an example, let's say I wanted to go up there and get my boys or get my daughter, I can. So I never said she has primary custody. I think what y'all are conflating is custodial or residential. However, we have joint custody.
No, I think you just misspoke and you didn't realize that you actually said that.
Okay, I will. Okay, so I'll take that. I'll take that then, just so that there's no more misconception or confusion. Why are you separating your sons and daughter? Because they need their mother, and the boys need. I mean, I don't have to justify that. I'm sorry. I don't have to justify that to you. So if I misspoke, I do apologize.
Yeah, Bella, that was my only question, just to clarify that he actually did say that. I just wanted to make sure he understood he said that. That's why we keep saying it in the comments. If you
I got you.
misspoke, that's fine, but that's why we keep saying it.
I got you. My apologies.
Thank you, Black Queen. Psychology, you wanted to talk to speak?
Well, when I came up, you were looking for people to give their verdict. So I'll say that before he came up, I was kind of at a 70-30, leaning more towards Tasha. But since Ispeak has been up, I'm way over 100% for Tasha. I've just heard too many things that just aren't matching up, not even closely. Before the young lady read the actual military code from OpNav, I had already read that, so she was reading from the actual code book. I am actually I'm what they call a military brat. So I've been in the military. My dad was in for 27 years. He was an NCO leader. So what I will tell you is that a lot of NCOs do not necessarily follow the code. And if you don't know the code, then you won't know what to ask. You won't know what to ask, but there are, if you haven't been watching the news, there's a lot of integrity going on in the military of not following the code. So when she read the actual OpNav code from the .mil website, which I heard, it's not matching up to what people are talking about actually happens. Now, I agree that those things can happen, such as pregnancy and giving birth is not considered an emergency. It is not. So those kind of things do happen. But one thing the military will not do is leave your children abandoned. So there's code in place to prevent that from happening. So, I'm just that wasn't the only thing. There was a couple things that just weren't matching up at all. So at this point, I'm well over 100% on Tasha's end, and I have not watched the videos. And I'll step down now.
Oh, I can.
I just wanted to reiterate that I'm in the Navy, not the Army. So
I'm
a
willing
lot of
to.
what they continue to speak on is Army. So gotcha.
I'm willing to vote as well, but I speak just for clarity. If, like, people were suggesting that you just leave the military, if you were to leave the military, who would be how would your family be financially provided for?
Yeah, we would have been in a rough position if I'd have left the military.
Right.
Yeah,
Just want to
and
make sure
so for
that.
the person to even suggest that I should have just got out the Navy is ridiculous. I got almost 10 years in the military.
Frankie, are you coming with a question? Frankie?
No, I don't have any questions. I just came up here to vote. We were ready to vote.
So, Frankie, to make sure that the votes are not compromised, I have to drop you down into the comment section. There is 3 spaces open. If 3 people want to come into the panel to be adjured to place their vote, you may come into the panel. All lives are recorded and put on YouTube. So if you are in the comment section expressing your disdain for someone on the docket, I cannot allow you to be a juror, because at that point, your vote is biased. We have to continue to be fair, okay? When Ispeak case is done, I will allow people to come into the panel. But Ispeak requested Javon to not be in the panel. Is his case. He has that right, okay? And I just want to make sure I'm clear. Are you here to be a juror?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, should I mute now?
I'm actually getting ready to get to
Bella,
the
if you move into the
verdict.
vote, do you want me to drop?
And I was just going to say, do you have anything else you want to say before they give the verdicts?
No, like I said, well, not anything extra. I acknowledge that a lot of this stuff should have never made it to social media. I definitely acknowledge that. I acknowledge that I definitely played a role in that as well. However, I have spoken to her privately, and I also recognize that there are people that are going to feel away and take sides and do things of that nature. Um, at the end of the day, moving forward. I made it very clear that I am not going to be engaging. Literally, the only reason why I came is, like I said, because there's a lot of things, a lot of context that gets left out from things that never made it to TikTok. And there are still things that I'm not going to say. So in that, people are entitled to their opinion, guilty, not guilty, whatever, to respect your space. I get that, you know what I mean? People are going to feel the way that they feel. So moving forward, um, yeah.
Okay. Well, Speak, thank you for coming in to speak on your case. That was no pun intended. Your name just so happened to be Ispeak. And with that being said, I have one more space available. Bro Code, are you here to be a juror?
Yes.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So we're going to start from the top, work our way down. After hearing the testimony from Ispeak and hearing from what the eyewitnesses had to say pertaining to Tasha and Ispeak's situation on TikTok, right? Let me make sure I posed the question correctly. Is Ispeak guilty? Is Ispeak guilty of not being there in his marriage the way he should have with Tasha, especially when it pertained to her mental health? Is he guilty of not taking her mental health seriously during the marriage? Now, y'all are asking to hear from Javon. So before we get to that verdict, I'm actually going to open up a space. Let me see for Javon to speak. So,
I can drop down.
he's getting ready to come into the panel. Okay.
What up, Bella?
Thank you for being patient, Javon.
No problem. No problem. I'm not going to cuss on here because I don't want to get your live access taken. I did see your live coming down the other week, and I don't want to be the reason or provocation for that. So first of all, he's a liar. Tasha did not bring this to the app. The live that y'all saw, which was January 7th of 2023, which was last year. That was the culmination of things that was happening that whole week. A few days before him and Petty Rowe had got into it on live. He was under the impression that Petty Rowe was going to come to the app and expose him having a divorce. And then he proceeded to go on live and say that they were getting a divorce. So he said, before anyone else says it, I'm ready to get a divorce. Well, he said, me and Tasha's getting a divorce. That's a lie. She never spoke on their divorce publicly at all. I was in and out of both their lives between 2022 and 2023. That was never brought up at all. He's a liar. What else? I'm trying to recollect everything that he had said. Yeah. So 4 people were live that day. He was live. Petty Rowe was live, Kaylin was live, and Tasha was live. Behind the scenes, because obviously I was sent receipts of that. He let his group chat know that he was going to go live and expose them being divorced. They never came to an agreement that they were going to come publicly out with the divorce. So there was that. Also, in pertaining to the exact behavior that he exhibited, it was last year and it was also recently, I believe on Friday, the crying and the manipulation. So she didn't come forward about everything until as of recently. She was keeping quiet out of respect for there, just like how when me and him were mutuals and friends at that time, I had kept quiet about the situation due to the fact that out of respect for their at that time damaged marriage. I didn't want to speak on it. I didn't know the how serious their separation was. That's why I was not speaking on it at that time, because I did not know all of the details until that summer that me and him had a falling out due to a previous situation.